Let's discuss the pricing for OpenAI web search tool call and why it might be confusing. So it's better to clear it up because I have seen some forums where there is discussion that web search tool billing can be higher than you expected, and some other forums like OpenAI charging too much for web searches. So let's clarify all the doubts and see exactly how much OpenAI charges for web search tool. So first, if we go here on the pricing page, then we can see for the web search tool pricing is inclusive of tokens used. So this is important point to remember, inclusive of tokens used to synthesize information from the web. Pricing depends on the model and search context size. So it depends on model and search context size. And what is the pricing? So for these models 4.0, 4.1 and 4.0 search preview, it costs $30 for 1000 calls, and for medium context size $35, and for higher context size $50. And how they decide context size, I don't have a number, or I don't know if they have a defined parameter for how many context size they consider it as low, medium and high, but we can have a rough idea, like if it is using too much, like 50,000 characters or something, then it is medium, and if it is going beyond like 90,000, 120,000 characters, then it can be the higher size. And then for the mini models like 4.0 mini, 4.1 mini and 4.0 mini search preview, it costs $25, $27.5 and $30 per 1k calls. Now you might be thinking, okay, so $30 for 1000 calls, it means 30 divided by 1000 means $0.03 per call. But it doesn't work like that. Why? Because if you will see this forum, web search tool billing can be higher than you expect. Here is why. So what is the problem? I was testing the new web search tool with the responses API. I used the web search tool 57 times and expected to be billed $1.71 since it's listed as 0.03 per call for $30 per 1k calls for GPT-4o mini with high context. So he's talking about this one, but instead I got charged $4.41. So see, it's almost like triple. I couldn't figure out why, so I reached out to support. Then what is the outcome? Each invocation of web search tool can trigger multiple internal sub-searches. So even you are triggering it one time to look for a specific information, sometimes it might call internally it multiple times, and you get billed for each of those, not just by the visible call. So this is important. You will be charged for all internal calls, not just for what you just triggered. And this is what support said, like the web search tool can sometimes run multiple internal sub searches for a single prompt. These sub searches are not always visible in the billing or usage dashboard interface, but each one is counted as separate billable call. So that is the point why you might see higher cost if you are using the web search tool. And why it's confusing, because the pricing page makes it looks like you are billed once per tool call. The usage dashboard only show how many times you have invoked the tool. So this is also important point. It will not show internal calls, it will just show 1 or 2 calls that you have triggered, but it will charge for all the calls. And the dog don't mention this in internal sub search behavior at all. So this is very confusing. And another thing I would like to mention, like I saw about this, does Playground also cost the API credit? So I was testing it and I don't know how much money OpenAI need. They are also charging for the Playground. Like I am a developer, I want to test something, do experiment with web search tool or any of their feature or models. They are charging for that as well. So I don't know like how greedy OpenAI is, how much money they need, but they should not cost at least for the Playground. So I hope now you got clarity how OpenAI charges for web search tool call. You will not be confused when you will see more charges occur in your dashboard.